Yes, what you're looking at is Half-Life 1 on the Unreal 5 engine. Kinda, sorta. It's not a one-to-one recreation of the main game, it's really its own thing gameplay-wise, but it is set in the Half-Life universe and it uses its assets. The project you're looking at is called Half-Life Beyond, and it's being developed as we speak. And I've played the current demo, which at the time of writing is version 0.7y, and I got some things to say about it. So why don't we just go into it, shall we?
LambdaGeneration.
Quick household announcement before we proceed. We have just launched a new subcommunity over on LambdaGeneration.com, and it's no less than the Source Engine subcommunity. That's right, you can now share anything Source Engine related in this subcommunity. You can share work-in-progress maps, playthroughs of your favorite mods and games on the engine, and troubleshoot and seek help for your projects all in the same place. Isn't that nice? It's run by Tabohara, who is a Source Engine connoisseur, and he's currently working on a Half-Life 2 mod called Quiet Rehabilitation. So you could say that it's in pretty good hands. So hey, why not join it real quick? The only thing you need is a LambdaGeneration account, which is entirely free. And if you don't want to join this subcommunity and just want to lurk around without an account, that's completely fine too. You can totally do that. Just visit community.lambdageneration.com/source to get started. Alright, now back to the video. Half-Life Beyond, formerly known as Operation Half-Real, is a project developed by Deep Velocity and led by G. Sargent. And as you can tell, it doesn't exactly run on the Gold Source engine, but on Unreal Engine 5, according to the ModDB page. It's been in development for a little over a year now, and it already has a demo out for you to play right now. And that demo has been getting pretty steady updates over the development period. The story is about a regular New Mexico civilian called Alex Burfield as they stumble into the Black Mesa research facility while the resonance cascade is going on in full force. Alex somehow gets their hands on a new upgradable version of the HEV suit and gets sent down to one of the facilities to find out what in the world is going on and how this can be stopped. It's a pretty run-of-the-mill Half-Life mod story, so nothing particularly special there, but upgradable HEV suit? We'll get to that in a bit. Winky face. I literally put a winky face in the script, like, how am I supposed to... You can't even see me wink, so what's the point? The project so far features a single-player mode and a multiplayer mode. The multiplayer mode offers both deathmatch and capture the flag as game modes you can play with their own custom maps. And there's also a co-op mode for the main campaign as well, in case you'd like to experience that with a friend. Pretty interesting stuff, no? Well, it's about to get a whole lot more interesting because I'm going to tell you all about my experience playing the demo now. So, sit tight. So, I of course started playing the single-player mode for this project first, and I gotta say that the gameplay ideas this project has are pretty interesting. So the shooting and everything else works pretty much the same as in the original Half-Life, with the added ability of being able to grab onto ledges, which is always a welcome addition in my book. But you now have this extra gameplay mechanic that revolves around you upgrading your HEV suit. Currently, you only have one of these upgrade stations available, and when you enter it, you have a list of upgrades you can choose from, like a jump assistant that enables you to double jump, a long jump module, high impact reactive armor, and even a recoil suppressor. But you don't just get these upgrades for free, of course, you gotta work for it. And that's where these Zen relays come in. Have you ever played Doom 2016? Well, in Doom 2016, you got these isolated challenges that you have to complete in order to earn weapon points. These challenges can be anything from killing demons in a specific way to finding secrets. Half-Life Beyond aims to do something sort of similar. In the Zen relay featured on the second map, you gotta break 3 Zen crystals in order to earn 2 crystals that you can then spend to get the Mark IV jump assistant. The crystals being currency, by the way. Pretty neat. Look at how high I can jump now. Beyond that, several weapons are featured here too that you can use, like the crowbar, pistol, assault rifle, and some grenades. There are several enemy types to destroy, and you can have Barney follow you around to open a door for you as well. It all works well enough right now, but it's not perfect. There are quite a few things this team needs to work through in order to make this a better experience. The first thing that I noticed was just a bit off was the movement. Moving forward kind of felt like you were accelerating. Like there is this delay before you're at the full movement speed, which kind of makes you feel like you're moving through molasses at first, but maybe that was something to do with the frame rate. I'll get to that later. Another thing I noticed about the movement is that the more you move your camera up or down, the slower Alex will start moving until they eventually just stop entirely in their tracks. Which can be very annoying in vents, specifically where you sometimes have to look down to see where you'll be landing when you jump out. Other than that, the NPC movement seems a little janky, the damage area for this electrified puddle here reaches out further than it should, and the lighting between maps is wildly inconsistent, making me change my gamma settings in the game's menu constantly. Seriously, one moment the game is way too dark and I can barely see anything, and then in the next map, my eyes get blown out by how bright everything is. They definitely need to work on that some more. Another thing they might want to look at is the game's performance. I'm running a 3090 Ti and even I had some bad frame rate issues. Unreal 5 is quite a new engine still, so developers haven't fully grasped it yet, so I understand there might be a few problems here and there still, especially when it comes to optimization. But a more fleshed out graphical settings menu would be nice to have. So yeah, there are a lot of improvements that need to be made, but it's unfair to fully judge the game on these problems right now as it's still in development. I'm pretty sure that they're going to try to get these things right in future updates. This demo really serves as a proof of concept right now, and I'm sure that the full game will be far better when it hopefully makes it over the finish line. After I completed the single player mode, I went over to the multiplayer mode, but nobody was playing. So of course I just ran around some empty maps for a bit, and yeah, things seem to work. Both the deathmatch mode and the capture the flag modes have their own maps, but they are rather simple and pretty small. So yeah, not a whole lot to discover in these just yet. Look, I'm not going to judge the multiplayer components based on me just being in these servers alone, so I think that might be something to check back on a later date. And no, I couldn't get anyone to play this with me, unfortunately. I got no friends. So I'm going to leave the multiplayer coverage at this for now. Maybe you and a friend can try it out for yourselves. I of course left a link in the description for you to try this project out. Now, overall, I think that this project shows some promising gameplay ideas, and I'm pretty interested to see where this goes. But they also have a lot of problems to overcome, and there are a lot of improvements to be made here. But I have no doubt that they already know about the majority of these things. You gotta also remember that this is all still in early development, so I'm not going to be judging it too hard here. I also would like to ask you all to be civil when giving the developers feedback after playing the demo. The last thing we want here is to discourage people from working on their creative endeavors, so just be nice and constructive, okay? And that's it for Half-Life Beyond for now. What do you think? Are you excited to see Half-Life 1 style games being made in the Unreal 5 engine? Or do you think this will just absolutely suck? Let me know in the comments. I'm always curious what you guys think about this stuff. To the developers of Half-Life Beyond, I wish you guys the best of luck with further development on this, and I can't wait to play an improved version of this in the future.